Stephan Isaac-Wilson's mini-doc Daydream joined YouTube's digital sharing platform on August 7, 2017 during the post-BAM visual arts era. The documentary work of Wilson is of particular interest to the visual arts world. Mainly, Wilson's 2017 mini-documentary Daydream establishes EPOP, a queer-centered post-BAM documentary style characterized by the seamless collapse of Bill Nichols' 6 modes of documentary into one. EPOP, in this context, is an acronym capable of representing any combination of Nichols' modes. EPOP recognizes the reflexive mode as a subsect of the other documentary styles. The oscillating frame of Daydream's establishing shot collapses the poetic and expository modes for the piece's opening duration. The frame gently bounces, similar to a boat's locomotion, in and out of hazy lighting that glazes over half the frame for a full minute. This oscillation in and out of hazy lighting visually immerses the piece in POV-style film. The POV-style filming of the oscillating frame is reinforced by the constant fluctuation of set lighting and camera focus. This point-of-view style filming in the autobiographical doc is expository due to the monologue voiceover. Simultaneously, the POV-style filming is poetic because the monologue audio belongs to the subject of the emotive and ambiguous shots. The oscillating frame scenes ground the first quarter of the 4-minute mini-doc before the sleek addition of performative mode documentary into the EPOP mix. Daydream collapses performative documentary character into the styles of the establishing shot through precise fragment editing. Daydream's smooth-cut shots briefly slip into frames featuring classic expository documentary character. This includes a television-style interview frame of the autobiography subject as he recites the monologue audio. More subtly, Daydream sprinkles letter graphics detailing the subject's name and professional title in the bottom corner of the television-style interview frame. These moments are laced toward the middle and end of the doc so that the monologue audio can continue to layer the poetics of the visuals. For example, Daydream follows the classic interview shot with color-coded visual poetry. Close-up shots and slow-pan frames reminiscent of the establishing shots are maintained, yet the striking use of a flash-forward scene deepens Daydream's poetics. The doc flash-forwards to a future icy blue and peak scene of itself, and in this initiates a cyclic narrative. Daydream seamlessly cuts into its own color-coded future visuals to poetically layer its present. This color-coded visual poetry connects the poetic mode while maintaining the performative mode characteristics. Daydream's soundtrack echoes EPOP sentiment and acts as a theme song for the documentary style. Spa-like background melodies are collapsed with sonic artifacts home to discotheque, grainy clicks, flutter frequencies, and glitchy rumbles. This audibly smooth collage of spa music and discotheque underscores the doc. In this, the visuals and soundtrack of Daydream build a loose template, complete with the theme song for the EPOP documentary style. Daydream's masterful EPOP collapse of documentary styles into one is evidence of a flexibility between the categories, and thus EPOP is a weapon of queer-centered politics that argue for the flexibility of other constructed categories. Daydream's thesis scene itself argues that the New York City categories of feminine and masculine presentation can enter one another. For example, a ruched tulle ball gown appears over the opening scene, white tee, blue jean, do-rag costuming, and a scene change. It is the same outfit featured in the poetic flash forward. This symbolizes the collapse of classic New York City feminine and masculine presentations in the subject. Furthermore, the Vogue pose is a collapse of New York City New Age Vogue and Femme Vogue. The Harlem Renaissance ballroom scene, born in New York City, historically associated soft and limp wrist movements with Femme Vogue. Sharp angles were reserved for New Age Vogue. The thesis shot transports the subject center stage of a gated tree by his performance of both Vogue styles. The pose combines limp wrist with a sharp box arm formation, and Daydream features this front and center of a nature preserve overlooking New York City, a literal model of the conjoined relationship between New York City notions of feminine and masculine performance.